Hello and welcome everybody to another glorious episode of the Trial and Aaron podcast, but we call it The Tap. I am your host, Aaron, and boy howdy, we're going to skip the NFL, the scores. I might give you some predictions if I'm feeling zesty enough, but I just want to change it up and doing that. Like, The Tap's not just about sports. I love sports. I love getting after it, talking a little bit of ish, giving you a little uninformed insight on my end. I'm just an emotional fan. I don't need stats. I don't need reason. I'm just going to yell and scream and get all excited about my Vikings, which are, who are 5-0, baby. 5-0 going into the bye week. We smacked the Jets around. Well, it was an ugly game. Ugly game through and through. Sam Darnold did not do particularly well. However, our defense did. Our defense has been the same badass purple product all season long, and they're the ones that really solidified this dub yonder in London. Very nice. So, now the purple people, let's go. Now, today I wanted to switch it up. Today I'm going to bring you something new. I mean, prediction for next week. Vikings win. It's a bye week. Week after that, against the Lions, we're going to get that dub. We're going to come back. It'll be a test. That's going to be a very, very good test from two very, very good teams.
China.
But this week, this episode of The Tap, I'm going to do something a little different. Like I said, we're going to get into Chad and Megan's wedding. Chad and Megan totally got married. They went out and got married, those wild sons of bitches. Last Saturday at the farm, it was spectacular. But of course, they had to schedule their wedding the weekend that the Vikings are playing in London. So we had to rage all night and then wake up at 6 a.m. for a 6:30 kickoff. Made it, baby. Gotta make it. The squad needs it. You gotta show up. Gotta perform. So we'll get into that. But also, the majority of this episode, I want to get into, because I can't believe I haven't done this list before because I'm a big time nerd. Look behind me. Look at my backdrop. You think I just collect this because I ain't no nerd? I is. Travis got me that Goku right there. I got Venom. I got Carnage. Found this guy at a thrift store. Behind it's R2-D2. I made this Darth Maul. And then at a, what is it, like a little store, not a store, a little outdoor little flea market in Tahoe. I got 11 here. Captain America, Gambit. Then all this accoutrement over here. I'm trying to point at it, looking at my reflection in the film grab, the screen grab over here on my lappy toppy. And so, anyways, we're going to get into my top 10 favorite movie villains of the human variety. I spent a little time just thinking about the landfill today. What's something new? How can I bring something fresh to the tap? It's all about trial, and we're going to try new things. I can't believe I haven't done my top 10 villains. I've done top games. I've done championships. I'm going to skip all the brackets. I'm just going to fill you with all this bias of my top 10 villains. But do I want to do the Chad and Megan's? I mean, Chad and Megan's wedding. Let's get this business out of the way. I was the beer boy. Excellent choice. A better choice than any other they could have possibly made. It was myself and Juan Tovar. Juan. I'll just say this, because Tap's about good vibes, but, you know, if you know, you know. So, moving forward. So we performed very well. Had bandoliers on, filled with Coors. I went and got these Coors, went out to the farm. It's October, and it's damn near 100 degrees. We go out. It's kind of somber. No, not somber, but it's very proper, wedding-esque. They did up the farm. Shout out to Goaty, Aunt Susie, and everybody involved in making the farm look immaculate, because it was. The grass was trimmed. The tables were laid out. I think it was Anderson Catering did a great job, as they always do. DJ Barnett Entertainment. Not DJ Barnett himself was there, but a lackey went out and performed in his stead. Great tunes, went out and boogied. But the groomsmen go out. No, bridesmaids go out. Anyway, the important people get out there, and then the importanter people, Juan and myself, go out there, and the music's playing, and we just lighten the mood up. We're passing out beers. I'm throwing plastic rose petals into the air. We're going around giving all the beers to everybody, as many as we could. And those bandoliers, I want to say it was about 5 to 6 beers on each side, and Juan got some holsters, so I had like an extra 7th beer in my holster. Had plenty before that, was feeling buzzed, was feeling good. Not knowing if I had to give a speech or if there's going to be an open mic. If there is, I am compelled to speak. I want to speak. I want to say some nice things, and then I start getting a little nervous going into the wedding. I always get nervous for public speaking, but I know I'm going to kill it. So I'll get to that later. For now, the music was playing. We're passing out beers. And then, per the request of Megan, stalking now, at the time she was Hines, whatever her maiden name is, something silly. She says, Aaron, you guys, we need to ice Chad. He's never been iced before. I want him iced on this wedding. Ice! So I get not regular Smirnoff because Lorenzo's didn't have it. They had a bigger one, a single off, but I was like, I'm not going to give this guy this much volume right before he gets married.
Wow.
So I get the pink lemonade Smirnoffs. And I have this little basket filled with the petals. I'm tossing them to and fro, hither and thither. And then I get up to Chad. I say, hey, Chad. He's like, what's going on, Sandwich? And I said, well, what's cooler than being cool? And he knows the answer. He says, ice cold. So I pull the ice out of the petals, and I give it to him. He drops down on one knee, and he chugs that bitch right in front of everybody. Everybody. He performs. We get it. We go. The ceremony, Brett does it. Brett Patterson does a phenomenal job. Vikings fan does a phenomenal job at officiating. He knows Megan and Chad very well. He's able to give some inside jokes, and just it was loose. It flowed well. It was fun. Like Megan said, I do like as quickly as possible. Like they're both ready for it, and it was just an awesome occasion. Everybody looked great. Nobody acted a fool, as far as I know. It was an open bar, as it should be afterwards. Oh, Gary's back there. It was a team effort. I was the drink of choice. What was I smashing? I had a bunch of Coors before that. I had gin and tonic. Gin and tonic is what I went with. It was glorious, tasty. Didn't go over the top, but man, I had the tri-tip, the chicken, the salad, the veggies, just everything was immaculate. Everything just delightful. I think the cake, because we ate and then there's some talking, whatever. I went to go smoke a J with good old Choppers and his girlfriend. Her name escapes me. However, Chops has a girlfriend. And, oh, yeah, Choppers, baby. He's going to feast. He's like a mantis, this guy. And so we're smoking. I guess there were some speeches, but we get back in time to see old Benny Gertz just buzzing a little bit. You could tell, but he does a great job. He's flying the airplane. He's telling anecdotes, little stories of the past. He does a great job. The man practices landing a little bit. Was no crash and burn. Just it's like, hey, it's time to land the plane. But other than that, did a great job, as Benny Gertz does. I think I get my public speaking skills from that man. But you got to know when to end the speech. It's an art. It is. And but other than that, spectacular. The dancing went out there. Chops was kind of sort of breakdancing a little bit. I think he blew out his Achilles. I'm out there cutting a rug. Sterling Davis is like, she like grabs a hand, then she just folds all the way back, like knees, like kind of like Lloyd Christmas when he falls out the jetway. He only has one knee back. She has both knees and just flopping on the ground, dancing up a storm. She was hooting and hollering. It was a great time. Got to see everybody, all the boys. Everybody's hair was cut. It was nice and gelled and greasy. Mustaches were divine. It was just a great time. And they had the donut holes there. I housed about 4 or 5 of those. Bigger than normal. Donut holes are usually about this big. They were about damn near like a deflated baseball. Good size, nice and powdery. Not too powdery, but they were just fucking right. Yeah, it was really good. Really, really, really good. You like that? Cousin Jakey and Power there, sitting across from cousin Kyle and Christina. It was like everybody I wanted to talk to was around me. Skylar, Mo, Keith was like further down, but it was just like Travis and Rachel. It was just everybody that I wanted to talk to. We're all in the near vicinity, just hanging out. It was a great time, and the wedding went off without a hitch. Got back home around 10:30. Like not as late. Like I wasn't as rascally as I thought I would be this wedding, but there was an early wake up time at 6 a.m. Went to bed around 12-ish and got into town. The tradition for watching Vikings football at Skylar and Mo's household, Peyton's household, we go in there, you got to have a double tap IPA. Like that's been the secret sauce, the not so secret sauce now. We get in there, Have one at 6:45. Who needs coffee when you have more alcohol? Glorious. And we're watching, so a double tap and then Coors after that. Absolutely. I've knocked over a couple of cups of like water. It was tea last week, so I thought I was going to knock something over. Didn't knock over anything this time around. Skylar made waffles with Kodiak cakes, the protein waffles, and some bacon. Now, here's a little discrepancy. Excuse me. I should make some calls about this, but I think maybe the next tap. Of bacon preference. I am a bend but don't break guy. Give me a little crisp. I don't mind if there's a little bit extra fat, a little like gooiness. Like sometimes you bite into it. Oh, it's good. A little of that. I'm not about that like crunch and like everything. It's powdery because you burnt the shit out of it. But and Skylar called me out the other day at Brentley's bachelor party, burning the bacon grease, burning the bacon, whatever. I had to cook for about like an army of degenerates. And did I need to put like 18 scrambled eggs into a pan filled with bacon grease? No, I overdid it. I overshot. I thought grease would help soak up the alcohol. That was a blunder. It was a blunder, but I still maintain that I'm a breakfast guy. Absolutely. Skylar's a naysayer, but he said yay to the Vikings. We watched the Vikings. His bacon was bendy, very bendy. It was still good. Not going to complain. Not going to bite the hand that feeds me. I was like, tried to nibble it a little bit. It was like, God, be a little crispier. Damn it. So anyways, non-breakfast guy Sky, because you can't Traeger those bacons, can you, buddy? I know you're listening to this, Jiggler. I ate the bacon. I was satisfied with the bacon because I was slightly hungover, but it could have been crispier, sir. Called you out. Anyways. Wedding was a success. Vikings win. And now I'm going to move on to the top 10 movie villains. In my opinion, I'm going to inject this with so much bias. However, I think my reasoning will be sound. I have some honorable mentions. And these aren't really in necessary order in terms of this person's better. I mean, relatively. The number one most definitely is the number one for me. But the others, if, I dared have other people on the tap, I would, debate a little bit, talk to them about it, but remains to be seen. Well, we'll get it done. Don't worry. I just felt like doing this one. Doing it. All right, top 10 villains. All right, number 10, we're going to start with Thanos. Thanos, my guy. So not iconic he is. Will he go down in history as one of the greatest cinematic villains? He'll have his place in the discussion, but overall, a little animated. I mean, I do love Josh Brolin, but I'd say in my heart and the heart of many other nerds, he'll always have that place. Will it be taken seriously? Will Thanos be taken seriously in the annals of time by these magnifique movie critiquers? I don't know. He deserves a spot. He deserves a spot regardless of how accurate his portrayal was relative to the comics, because he was infatuated with death, like Lady Death. There's an embodiment of her, and that was the reason he wanted to sacrifice and kill so many people. However, I found him so intriguing because I found myself identifying, agreeing with his reasoning, with why he was doing what he's doing. Because what makes a great villain, in my opinion, is their motivation. Why are they motivated to be doing what they're doing? There's nothing short of crazy ambition. Oh, I want to go out and rule the world. It's like, oh, that takes a lot of gall and just, all right, you got to wake up at 5 every morning, do your push-ups and drink your coffee, and all right, let's get on this world-dominating tour. Some bad guys, it's like they're not bad for just the sake of being bad. That's lazy writing. There's always a reason. And Thanos' reasoning of just this universe filled with finite resources and an abundance of people, this overpopulation, not just on Earth, but everywhere, to have a snap that is unbiased in terms of who it wipes out, half of all of existence. I don't know. It's like, is Thanos wrong? Was Thanos wrong? Yeah, I don't know. But I just found myself like, damn, that's a very... Yeah, that is a... Get off the flag, you little goon. All right, the cat is pissing me off again. Oh, get out of here. Get out. No, you're going to get out. She She has been banished yet. Hey, that's 2 episodes in a row that cat has been banished from the lunchbox. Oh, she's barking up that tree. So anyways, Thanos' reasoning, take out half of everybody. I've always had a controversial opinion about, this could be deemed controversial. If Thanos snapped, if and when Thanos snapped, and say it was only, none of the Avengers got wiped out, nobody from any, first world country, it was just terrorists, rapists, Epstein Island people, Diddy, everybody bad. It just by chance, because it's all chance. What if it was all evil pieces of crap, and Thanos is like, all right, we're done here. You guys didn't need to it just so happened to be. What if Thanos himself blew away? He snaps, and all of his army goes away, and just the narrative completely shifts. Yes, we wouldn't have had Endgame because of it, but what if? Would the Avengers have given a shit if it was just murders and rapists, terrorists, what have yous? Would they have gone so far? If all of them, the gang's still here, we can lament together that other people are dead, but because these specific few. I don't know. That's kind of a funny thought experiment, but it went down the way it went down, and Thanos and his reasoning for doing what he's doing, heroic from a certain point of view, yes. But Thanos gets that 10 spot. Number 9, Johnny Ringo. I am a sucker for Westerns. I do love Westerns. Got a soft spot for some older Westerns. I can be a little more well-versed there, but modern Westerns, I do love it. Love 310 to Yuma, Russell Crowe in that. Honorable mention for that guy. Christian Bale's amazing in that. Oh, my God. Magnificent Seven. Okay. It's okay with Denzel. What's another one? There's one with Idris Elba. It's in, oh, my goodness. What is it? I have to think about it later. But anyways, in this case, it is all about Tombstone. In my opinion, the best Western movie ever made. I'm not talking the motel chain. I'm talking about Western movies. Tombstone, with a heavy influence on Val Kilmer as Doc Holliday. Kurt Russell he kills it. Bill Paxton, he's a little dweeb in there, but he plays his part. Morg, he gets killed. And Sam Elliott, and his mustache. It's fantastic. And it's just, Billy Zane is in it, for crying out loud. But Johnny Ringo, a.k.a. Kyle Reese from Terminator 1, he's not the leader of the Cowboys, the gang in the movie, but he is just so savage and just ruthless, bloodthirsty. I want to see, I'm going to look up the quote Doc Holliday has about him. All right, this is Doc Holliday talking about Johnny Ringo. In a weird way, this is Doc Holliday looking to a mirror of himself, who just doesn't, Johnny Ringo has no friends. He is just this wild rogue killer, just killing, and just madness and mayhem are all that really, he embodies them, and he seeks it out. That's all he wants. The difference between him and Doc Holliday, who's also this bloodthirsty savage killer, is he has a friend in Wyatt Earp, which somehow keeps him grounded and on the side of objective good, even though the first time we see him, he's gambling, he stabs a guy, but the guy did hold a gun to him, but he robs everybody else, and then he's on his way. Doc Holliday, ladies and gentlemen. But anyways, Doc Holliday's talking to Wyatt Earp about Johnny Ringo, because the leader of the Cowboys gets killed by Wyatt Earp. Just blasts him, double barrel shotgun to the chest, bang, and Johnny Ringo takes over. A man like Johnny Ringo got a big hole, has a great big hole right in the middle of him. He can never kill enough or steal enough to inflict enough pain to ever fill it. What does he need, Doc? What does he need? Wyatt Earp asks, and then Doc Holliday says, revenge. For being born. Revenge for being born. You put me on here to suffer and to just live this miserable life while I'm going to just bring everybody down this misery. Johnny Ringo he is a psychopath, sociopath, you name it, educated. And there's a theme of them and the other bad guys that I've rattled off here. They're psychopaths. Straight up. And there's just something to them, of whatever bizarre moral code they follow. I don't think if Johnny Ringo has any. He's just out there looking to kill. And he has this, in the very beginning of the movie, Johnny Ringo, the Cowboys, when the leader's still alive, they go and shoot up this wedding of Mexican militants, or the Mexican police. They go to this church, and they just blow everybody away, and they leave the priest alive. He's just cursing them, giving them the business, and then Johnny Ringo just blasts him. He's had enough of this guy's rambling on. And the main guy, Curly Bill, I think it's Curly Bill, Yeah, he goes, oh, what was he saying, Johnny? And he's like, oh, he's just quoting the Bible. A man on a white horse is coming. His name was Death. It's just the way Johnny Ringo, he says that quote, and he's just staring off into the distance, just this dazed, crazed look in his eyes. And you're like, there is nothing there. This guy's an amazing actor, and he just has this crazy look in his eye of like, all right, whatever happens, happens. Even when he dies, like a Doc Holliday gives him the business, but it's just... Man, he's just probably happy to die, honestly. He's like, finally it's done. Finally it's over. But, yeah, Johnny Ringo, excellent bad guy, excellent villain in Tombstone. Number 8, everybody should... I don't know why this isn't number 1. Shooter McGavin! Bang, 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 bang! Choke on that, baby! Choke on Shooter McGavin at number 8. Yes! Shooter... is just one of the most fun villains of all time because he's hilarious. You love to hate this guy. He hires his stooge to heckle Happy Gilmore. He plays in honor of Chubbs. He's like this really good golfer who's due for his time, and then this live golf loving like shithead Happy Gilmore comes in and just flips the game completely on its head. He brags about taking off his skate, trying to stab somebody. He assaults random people in the audience. He causes a ruckus, and then he's left alone in Chubbs. We're supposed to believe that this guy who brags about taking off his skate, trying to stab somebody, is left alone with Chubbs Peterson, and then Chubbs dies. He fell out the window. Likely excuse, Happy. Is Shooter really the villain here? Or is he the one standing up for the purity of golf? Just because his right arm is a little longer than his left. You're gonna fuck this guy? Oh, God. Sorry, Ivan Martinez. I'm podcasting right now. I'll talk to you later, bud. You know what? Fuck it. I'll talk to him right now. Ivan Martinez, you're on speakerphone. Everybody is listening. I'm actually recording on the tap as we speak. How fortuitous of you. Say hello. Who's your I'm going over my top 10 favorite movie villains. Who give me a handful of years to see if they're on my list.
Mr. Freeze, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Arnold Schwarzenegger's Mr. Freeze. I mean, obviously. In all of his puns, he's glorious. Mr. Freeze. Too bad we don't get to see Arnold's physique in that movie, you know? He's got all that armor on. He's bald.
There's that one scene where he's in his robe. You know?
That's not good enough.
That shows a little bit of the pectorals.
I need full frontal nudity.
I'm not gay no more.
Okay, yeah.
You're telling me I'm wrong?
Then you're looking up the wrong things, I guess.
Oh, man. Mr. Freeze. Oh, I was looking up Mr. Squeeze. Sorry. Oh,
Who are you doing this one with?
Just me. I was just ranting, soloing, and then Ivan Martinez called. I was like, oh, no, I'm not going to talk to Ivan. I'm podcasting. I was like, you know what? This guy might have some insight on some movie villains. But
well, yeah, you know what? I figured you weren't going to answer, but the fact that you answered and now you're telling me why you answered.
In your face, bro! Any other movie villains?
You know what? Willem Dafoe, the Green Goblin.
Oh, he's good. I didn't even think about Willem Dafoe. He's a great...
Yeah.
Oh, he's like kind of like one of the first Marvel villains.
Yeah, one of the best actors ever.
Yeah, he is. Huge wiener, I've heard. Huge.
What else? Who else you got?
Ian McKellen is... I mean, it's easy to go through Marvel villains because like they're just the classic kind of whatevers. Today, let's see. At first, let's see. My list has Thanos.
Okay, so
Thanos is up there, and then Johnny Ringo from Tombstone. He's a savage.
Have you touched on the horror genre?
No, not quite. Well, these are human villains. Well, I said human villains, and then my first one is Thanos, so I'm an idiot.
Michael Myers, he's human.
Yeah, he's a good villain. I guess the horror genre, it does have its place. I was thinking more like dramas or actions or whatever, but that's a very good call out for horror. Michael Myers, Jason, Freddy Krueger, of course. I was thinking Predator. I was going to do, because I was thinking, okay, maybe more supernatural villains. Supernatural villains. Sauron. So he's going to get an honorable mention, him and Saruman, with the edge going to Saruman, because his betrayal factor is far more... Sauron is always this bad, evil guy. Like, yeah, we got to handle him, but Saruman straight up betrayed the forces of good. The abandoned reason for madness. Just terrible. Just terrible.
What about Anton from
Yes, Antoine Chigurh from No Country for Old Men. He's at number 3. Oh, we'll get to Anton.
He is a scary man.
He's scary, and I was also gonna go. It's gonna be Javier Bardem again, the bad guy from No. I don't think it's No Time to Die. No, Skyfall, James Bond movie. Skyfall. When he pulls out
There's
his.
something about him that is just very just scary.
He's a great bad guy, and
Scary.
he's got that dog in him, you know, that perro.
Hannibal Lecter. I mean, that dude literally eats.
Yep, he's in there. Good man.
What about the Joker?
Ah, you bastard. You pinpointed my number 1. He's my number 1. Not Joaquin Phoenix. He gets an honorable mention, but it is most definitely Heath Ledger. He's my number 1.
What about Hans?
Not Hans Gruber. No, I saw him on Google. I did Google for reference, like other bad guys, just to get the gears turning. He's great. He's
What about
iconic.
Kim Jong-un. You think of that?
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah.
Oh, from Captain America, or not Captain America, Team America, World Police, fictional character, of course. That Ronery bastard. Nah, he's not good enough. He hasn't killed enough people. He is lacking.
What about Pennywise?
Pennywise, I'll make a supernatural one. That's actually really good. As Bill Skarsgård Pennywise, even though Tim Curry tried his best,
Tim Curry, come on.
that is laughable at best. Laughable, I say.
Rest in peace, Tim Curry. You leave him alone.
He died?
What, are you serious?
When did he die?
He died a while back, bro.
Fuck. Damn, that's a bummer.
Yeah, he.
Oh, damn.
Wait a minute. What?
Are you sure he's dead?
I thought he died.
He died? Did you kill him?
What? I thought he died.
I have no. Hold on. Well, now you got me thinking. Well, I got the internet to me. Hold on a second. Yes. What are you talking about? He's 78.
What the heck? I thought he died recently.
You bastard. How dare you? No, a bunch of people died last week, though.
Then who the heck is dead?
There's a lot of other people who are dead. Carl Weathers is dead.
Oh, that was sad.
That sucked, dude. Dylan! Predator's also going to get up there on my supernatural villains. And aliens.
We need to go see the new one. That one looks good.
Romulus.
Yeah.
Maybe. I kind of want to see the second Joker movie before seeing that one.
Me and my wife still have to go see the new Beetlejuice.
I do. I'm struggling. Beetlejuice, would you say he's more of an antagonist? Not so much a villain. I don't know. He's so lovable. He's such a goof.
What about Harry and Marv?
Oh, his movie villains? Man, great call out, Martinez. I'll toss them in the honorable mentions because I love Marv.
Yeah, that's such a good movie.
I feel like Marv's this autistic guy who's just been led astray by this other slightly less autistic Harry.
Are you going into cartoons?
I decided not to because I think this is like a very lush, very fruitful topic to pluck from, and so I'll just go top 10 human villains in this one with some honorable mentions. Voldemort's going to be in the honorable mentions.
But he's not human.
He started off as human. Now he's, I believe the technical term is lich. But just in terms, because I figured I have to face the backlash of a bunch of other nerds that listen to this. And, oh, you didn't mention this person or that person. Blah, blah, blah. I'm held to a high standard, which I will maintain.
What about the guy from Split?
Oh, James McAvoy.
Yeah.
That one, he's good, but I feel like I have good reasoning with these other choices that I have. I was literally just singing Shooter McGavin's praises of what makes him such a great villain. He's lovable. He stops at nothing. He literally takes what's his, my jacket, and he runs away just to get hunted down by these happy-loving fools who are just duped into thinking this guy who brags about taking off his skate and trying to stab somebody, you know, like they've been hypnotized by him. And then, so this guy who brags about attempted murder, he's left alone with Chubbs, right? And Chubbs, he just falls out of the window. Really happy? He just fell out of the window.
Probably one of my most hated villains ever.
Yeah.
Norman from Leon.
Oh, my God, that Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman.
That's his name, Norman? Oh, the cop who just takes the pills and just...
Yeah,
That one's good.
He's probably one of my most hated villains ever.
Gary Oldman's just that good of a freaking actor.
Oh, I think
He's
amazing.
he's
Like,
incredible.
If you can really make someone hate you, you're doing a good job.
Right. And, well, one point I made with like why Thanos gets on the top 10 is his reasoning, like why these villains are doing what they're doing, and you can not so much empathize, but you can understand. Okay, they're doing what they're doing, and it seems legit when it kind of resonates, you know.
Well, in the comics, didn't he actually want to destroy or kill half of the universe because he was in love with Lady Death?
Yes, Martinez, you rascal. So I literally prefaced that prior to explain, because he was just trying to show off her like Death. He was in love with her. She was like an actual tangible being. And I although they deviated from that storyline from the comic, I did like the reasoning they came up with for him doing what he was doing.
Well, yeah, I mean, there's the reason, but I think more they just wanted to appeal to the masses.
Yeah, for sure. It did like to court Lady Death is kind of a little too comic booky, or not. It did. I don't think it would have appealed to as many people as the script they came up with.
And if you ever do decide to do a cartoon one, Scar's got to be probably top 3.
Who that?
Scar.
Oh, Scar for sure. I was really tempted to. Honestly, he was the reason I split this into human, because Scar is up there. He has a goal. He achieves that goal, and then he lives for like however long as Simba's in exile. Like Scar was living the life. He took out Mufasa, and like the betrayal aspect of it, and just that. Oh, Scar is top 10 for sure. Top 5, dare I say, in animated villains.
I'd probably say top 5.
Top 5 for sure.
Top 10, the T-Rex from Land Before Time.
Man, those T-Rexes redeem themselves though, because they meet Chomper and I think the third one, and then the T-Rex they befriend the Rexes.
You just have to look at it from their perspective.
They were horny. not hornier than the Triceratops, am I right, bro? Hey.
Good for you.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Oh, the people that killed RoboCop.
They made him what he was.
Dude, that's pretty messed up.
Oh, it's Red Foreman. So there's an edit. I know people are listening to the podcast. They're gonna listen to this too. There's a video out there of a super edit where they've shot up the cop. He's laying there on his back. He's dead, like he's dying, and the Red is holding up the shotgun to him and going nee 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 nee. Like when he gets closer to his face, he starts doing the nee 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 nee, and then so. It's just an edit of him going nee 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 nee, like just pointing the shotgun at him and then pointing it away, and it just goes on for minutes, and then he eventually blows the guy away. It's great.
That's horrible. Do you have Darth Vader on there?
Yeah, of course I do. Come on now.
Making
A
sure.
little redemption arc. Yeah. But no, I got these. Well, I'll go through. I'll give these people.
The villain from Kung Pao.
Betty. Oh man, how's that not number 1? I'll give you the 2 that you haven't mentioned. One, I'll give you the honorable mention. Emotep from the Mummy from the Mummy and the Mummy Returns. He is. Oh my god. But the one, because of sheer nostalgia, is Captain Hook, Dustin Hoffman from Hook. Amazing.
Dustin Hoffman.
Yeah, he's Hook.
What?
He plays Hook.
I thought that was Tim Curry.
No.
No, it wasn't. Yeah.
No, Dustin Hoffman, he does a great job. You don't know it's him.
What about that dude from Clockwork Orange?
That one's a good one. I think his name's Alex. That's a really good call out.
Crappy.
I wanted to mention him, but I don't know. I mean, look at me doubting my audience. If I feel like it's a movie not everyone has seen, but if you have, you understand how wild it is.
I can't stand people that say it's their favorite movie. It's not their favorite movie. They just want to be edgy.
It's
They just want to be edgy.
it's in the realm of like Joker, because it's like you don't watch it to be in a good mood. You're actually kind of devastated or a little shook when you're done watching it. Clockwork Orange, I'll watch trying to look for something new, a little symbology. And I just love like the old guy. Try the wine.
You mean symbolism?
Symbolism. And then just, I don't know, he gets slapped in the face by that one guy, makes him lick his boot, and then they're holding him having the eye clamps holding his eyes open is pretty wild. Like that's a very symbolic or very iconic like little screenshot of cinema lore. Just him with those clamps holding his eyes open. I'd say.
There was one I just thought of and I lost it, and I think you would have agreed. That's
here's a bad guy for you. It's a little obscure. I was gonna give him an honorable mention. General Hummel from The Rock. Ed Helms, when he takes over, he's like, I want money given to all these guys that have fought and died for me. Nobody knows their names. Their families deserve restitution. They deserve payment for this blood and sacrifice.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That reasoning was like, how do you deny this guy? And then,
so in that movie, is he truly a villain?
he's the antagonist. Right? He's the antagonist.
Like the scene with they're Marines, right?
They are Marines. And
the other guy who was the guys that come out of the tunnel?
Those are SEALs. With Kyle Reese, with Johnny Ringo leading them. Like that. Yeah. That is one of those devastating scenes.
And they're still showing respect to each other, even though they're about to kill each other. You know?
They all get blasted in the shower room. But that I think Ed Helms does a better job at representing Marines than the other. The other guys just are made out to be like bloodthirsty savages. Like, let's shoot these f***ers. And then the other guy in the SEAL, he's like, have you forgotten what country you serve? He's like, what's the matter with you? Like the shouting and like the intensity of it. And then he goes down and pulls up the little webcam. Damn you for making me do this. Now more of our brothers have died in vain. There's something along those lines. It's so hard. It's good. And then he scuttles the rocket when those other guys launch it. He's like, are you out of your mind? Like, no, I'm not about to kill these people. I'm trying to get this money. We bluffed. Now we're we'll find some other way. And he gets got. But that's a great move. For a Michael Bay movie, which are all pretty much the same, this might be the only Michael Bay movie that doesn't have any boobies in it.
What's the last Michael Bay movie that came out?
Sheesh. Transformers 80 something. I don't know. There's like, it's just the same movie every time. You get the nice low shots with the lens flares, and then every time it goes to the credits. For ride, come, whatever Linkin Park song that is. Gets myself.
I've been seeing so many memes about that.
They do the one with Aragorn about to go for Frodo. For ride, come, and it goes like just cuts directed by Michael Bay as he's running towards all the orcs.
Speaking of Aragorn, apparently Frodo did not know his name the entire movie.
Oh, he doesn't know Legolas' name.
There we go.
Yeah. They all go to visit him in the room. Gimli, fuck, I don't know this guy.
Also, since you mentioned Voldemort, what about Bellatrix?
I don't like her too much, and I was gonna make a point that I understand that my list of top 10 doesn't really have female villains because not a lot come to mind. There's Bellatrix, and then there's also Hela from Thor Ragnarok, which is good. It's just not as iconic. My favorite villain, which I want to do another series of like show series villains, and Cersei Lannister, I think, is all-time best female villain ever, hands down. My hands aren't up; they're down.
Who?
Cersei Lannister from Game of Thrones.
Oh.
You ain't seen Game of Thrones?
No, yeah, I know who you're talking about, but
I mean, who else can compare?
That movie, I think it's an M. Night Shyamalan movie where the lady basically keeps hostage of, I think it's Robert De Niro.
No.
Annie Wilkes.
She holds Robert De Niro hostage?
Isn't he in that movie?
It's
a Stephen King. It's a Stephen King movie.
No, all right, no. So it's it's Misery, and it has James Caan and Kathy Bates. Now that you mentioned that, very good. All right. That's an excellent movie villain. Kathy Bates definitely gets an honorable mention for that. I didn't even think about that movie. That's a great movie.
It wasn't Robert De Niro?
No, it's James Caan. The dad in Elf. Yeah, because she breaks his legs. Like, she's a huge fan. And it's just, oh, it's wild.
For some reason, I pictured him.
Kathy Bates is wild in that movie.
I think she's an amazing actress.
She is. And I feel silly.
She can do it all.
I'm trying not to, like, I didn't pick my list with any, like, hint of misogyny. It's just the best villains in my mind come to mind. Or just whatever. No, bro. No, not at all. No. Kathy Bates is incredible. Huh?
What about that one chick from Mean Girls? She's pretty.
So I looked up. All right. So I looked up why I need to have some female representation in here. Cersei was the only one that really came to mind. And when I looked up on the Googles, they didn't even have Kathy Bates up there for Misery. They did have, I think her name's Georgina something or other. Like Rachel McAdams.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Mean Girls is iconic. People love it. But, man, she's not hitting my top 10. She ain't that bad. She turns good in the end. Like a wiener.
What about Lucy Liu in Kill Bill?
Whoa, Martinez, goddamn, I should have had you here for this podcast. That's a very good one. She's not breaking my top 10, but I like the fact that she shows respect to Beatrix Kiddo after she gets the top of her head chopped off. She gets scalped, bro.
Dude, for real, that sucks. She does art for women that have dealt with domestic abuse.
Really?
It's pretty great.
I didn't know that. Her Hanzo sword frightens me in that because I need a hilt, and hers doesn't have, like, what if your hand slide and your fingers just get cut off? That just
because she's the top G, dog.
She ain't the top G dog. Like, that's a smooth hilt. I think Hattori could have done a better job.
What about the Anderson sisters from Hocus Pocus?
Nah, I haven't even seen that all the way through. I'm not even gonna give that to him. No. Nah. It pales in comparison to Halloween Town, sir.
Halloween Town's pretty good.
Halloween Town's the with Calabar. Skylar and I still quote that because there's the Luke guy, right? He has kind of like the squirrely wolf face or whatever. And Marnie goes to get her what's it called? Broom. And like the Luke guy goes, he accidentally knocks over some brooms and he like walks away. And that like the guy selling it, the broom salesman, he's like, that Luke dude, man, that guy's turned into such a wiener. I don't know, Scott, I'll just call his people that some Luke dude wieners, you know what I mean?
I'm over here still trying to focus on the female villains, though.
Female villains, Kathy Bates is good. I mean, Cruella de Vil, but that's gonna be animated.
That really strong lady from Matilda.
Mrs. Churchbull or something, or Miss Churchbull, whatever. She wasn't getting banged. That lady just needed to get laid. She wasn't a villain. She was just a virgin. It's fine.
Nah, dude, with a body like that, she could have.
Any man, any woman she wants. She is a sexual prime rib, just oozing sexual juices.
Selma Hayek and from Dusk Till Dawn.
All right. Martinez, can I confess something horrible to you? Have not seen Dusk Till Dawn.
Are you serious?
But I have seen Selma Hayek.
Dude, Danny Trejo, Selma Hayek.
I saw. Is Quentin Tarantino in it? He gets blasted in the face.
Quentin Tarantino, Cluntang is in it.
So is that the movie where is Antonio Banderas in it?
No.
That's El Dorado. Or is that El Dorado? Because he's in there and he has. That's the second one, I think. El Dorado's the one. The other guys come with the guitar cases filled with rockets and machine guns. Danny Trejo's in that too. He's got all the knives, and he takes on that limo and he just gets fucking whacked.
I think that's the first movie that him and Selma Hayek worked on.
Selma Hayek, so hot.
She's a very beautiful woman.
Oh my god! Like she's even gotten better with age.
Quentin Tarantino and then Tom Savini is in it as Sex Machine.
Tom Savini?
Tom Savini. The dude's he's a god in the horror movie industry.
Who's that?
He's a lot of makeup artistry and stuff like that.
Is he the blue guy from Hellboy? The fish guy? Like the tall, kind of lanky guy?
No.
No? Okay. Swing and a miss.
In from Dusk Till Dawn, he's Sex Machine. Have you seen Machete?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's in that one too.
Have I seen Machete? Come on now.
I mean,
It's Mexico's #1 grossing film.
Have you seen Planet Terror?
Yeah.
Grindhouse?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I'm the one that showed it to you.
Yeah, we watched it.
Yeah, the guy that gets torn in half, the guy that gets his finger bit off.
Oh.
That's Tom Savini.
I'd recognize his face. I
think he was a Marine and he went to Vietnam, then he came back and he got into the movie industry.
I can only imagine the inspiration to get into horror films from Vietnam.
Yeah, no, but from Dusk Till Dawn, Selma Hayek, Pandemonio Satanico, I think.
She's a bad girl in that movie. She bad?
Yeah, I mean, she's a vampire.
She bad? She bang? Oh, she's a vampire.
Yeah.
Ah, very good, very good. I was just thinking about Underworld the other day and just how hot Kate Beckinsale was in that. My God.
Oh, my goodness, yeah. She was pregnant for one of those films.
Was she? Was she?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see it.
Tiffany from Chucky, that's another good female one.
Is that the female Chucky, the female doll?
Yeah.
I need to watch that. I haven't seen Chucky in a minute. I rewatch all these terrible. They're so laughable at this point. What's up?
I was never a big fan.
Of Chucky?
Yeah.
It's kind of whatever. I'm more of a Leprechaun fan, if I'm being completely honest. With Jennifer Aniston.
Leprechaun in the Hood?
I've not seen that. I'm sorry. I'm not ready for that level of cinematic excellence. I did watch Snoop Dogg Tales of the Hood or whatever, made back in 2007. It's just three random. It was hilarious.
Have you seen Bones?
Oh, with Denzel and
No.
Oh, the show?
Snoop Dogg.
Oh
There's
no,
a movie
no.
called Bones.
How funny is it? Because he's supposed to be a bad man, isn't he?
He died. He was trying to like better his hood, and then they killed him in a drug deal or something like that because they wanted him involved in drugs.
Right.
He didn't want to, so they killed him, and then he came back to. Yeah.
Look, Martinez, I've been trying to better my hood since the day I was born. Bizizorn. Hubiar Lane, you know, rough streets. You got these Ben Gertzes going up and down the road, driving a little fast, kicking up dust. Got peacocks. I'm trying to make this place habitable for all those around us. The hood. Every day, I pray that the streets don't take my life.
5 people live on that street, dog, and they're all your family except one.
Oh yeah, Mark.
Your father,
Mom, Dad, Mark, Steph, me. There's Flama Blanca. There's the albino peacock walking around. Who knows what she's capable of?
that thing or what?
Hell no! I want her to get poked and give birth to the other albino peacocks. It'd be glorious.
Dude, okay, man. You need to stop this podcast. And,
I'm not. I will not.
Yeah, and you need to do a horror movie one. I don't know what the hell you're doing.
I watch plenty of horror movies. I go to Pornhub every other day.
You don't.
No. I said horror movies. Aha. No. I'm not going to stop this podcast, but since it is spooky season, how about next week? I'll be able to get in one of those, some horror movie, this and that.
That's just great, Aaron, because on my time off, instead of spending time with my wife when I'm away for God knows how long now, that's what I want to do. I want to spend time.
How about when you're over there, we can do a goddamn Zoom call or something like that?
Why don't you come and visit me?
Visit you.
You don't make time.
Why would? What? I am too privileged for that, sir. Drive all the way to Oroville. Are you mad?
China.
Are you mad?
I'm over here trying to continue to be a good person and continue doing good things.
Too bad. You're the worst person ever. And everybody knows it. No.
Anyways, the guy from, again, Norman, whatever his... What was his name? The guy from Leon?
Oh, Gary Oldman.
Gary. In the Book of Eli.
Yeah, that's good. That is good. He just like deteriorates. He's like infecting. He's just dying, and then.
Does he have AIDS or something?
No, I think he got like shot. There's a gunfight, and his wound gets infected, and he just dies slowly.
You're right.
He just falls.
For some reason, I thought he had AIDS or leprosy.
No, he wishes he had leprosy. But man, Mila Kunis in that movie.
So she ended up marrying what's his face?
Ashton Kutcher.
Yeah.
AKA Kelso.
He does a lot of things against human trafficking.
That they both do. However, I done heard he and P. Diddy were good friends, and he has not said a peep about any of these freak-offs or nothing like that. Take that for what it... that could be absolutely nothing. Maybe he's just like, I want nothing to do with this nonsense. But from what I've heard, he and Mila Kunis have done a lot in terms of going against, like, sex trafficking and all that shit.
And you know what's wild? Their co-star is in jail for rape.
Yeah, good old Danny.
Am I allowed to say that word nowadays on social media?
I don't know if it's gonna work. Rape. Yes, say it. It's due. These like what happened. We can't shy away from the truth. This piece of shit raped 2 women, and they deserve like it's a powerful word. It sucks, but we can't shy away from the reality of what happened to these women. And I'm glad that this guy is in jail for the next 80 years. He's put away. He's scared for his life. So be it. Let's go. I would like him to experience what he dealt out. That should be part of the punishment. I guarantee you there's like some big juicy inmate in there. I wasn't gonna attach a race to him. They can be any race of big juicy man that just has their way with him.
Juicy man with big meaty claws.
Big meaty claws. Good pickup, Martinez. Very good. Very good. Larry the Lobster rapes this guy.
Big meaty
Wow.
Like, so I know a lot of like quotes and movies and cartoons and stuff like that.
Yes,
It's funny. So in this course, we'll just say in this course I'm in right now, right? The first couple of weeks, people were getting to know me, and a couple of them we were talking, and they asked about like who do they think like has certain things like a good strong presence and stuff like that. And I was picked, and they were saying these things are like whether being stoic or just like very serious and this and that. In my head, I'm like, if y'all only knew, I'm the biggest goofball dumbass you'll ever meet.
Dude, there's like the quotes that you pull out of your ass and just like the knowledge that you possess. I'm like, this guy, give him some broken glasses with the tape in the middle and just put him in a cubicle with all of his anime all around him. You nerd. You have Gundam minis that you're putting together currently, sir.
No, I guess I'm just a little free with my money because it's about like $1,000 worth of Gundam stuff that I have yet to build.
Oh my God! One day we'll have our own Gundams.
Ones. I have some real good ones.
How good?
I have all the ones from Dancing Waltz from the original Gundam Wing.
Oh, if you know, you know. If you know, you know.
Bro, I used to be the biggest fan of Death Scythe, but after my time as a machine gunner, it's all about heavy arms.
He's the dual Gatling gun arms with the chest machine guns as well.
Yeah, and he's kind of a weirdo.
What happens when he runs out of bullets, Martinez?
He's got a K-bar.
Of course
he's got a giant K-bar.
Okay, does he now? Just stabs.
I'm
gonna stab somebody. I'm gonna stab him.
Exactly. Roberto from Futurama.
Futurama. That's the guy's name, Roberto, that robot. I'm gonna stab him.
See, like, I know that. I know the fact that Bender's real name is actually Bender Bending Rodriguez, and he was made in Mexico.
What tattoo does Professor Farnsworth have across his stomach?
Thug life.
Yes, sir.
Azuzu.
Azuzu. Give that man a stein of meat and a Viagra, and he's good to go.
You know what? Some stuff is rough. Sometimes some stuff I can't remember now in my old age, but I remember.
Bitch, you're 33.
Yeah, but I feel like I'm 70.
Your body's 70, but you're 33.
My mind is rotten.
Oh.
They should have never gave me money.
Oh, hey, great censorship there, sir.
I'm not an idiot.
Nah, very good. But I'm going to finish off this podcast. Been rolling for an hour. I talked about Chad and Megan's wedding. They totally got wedded this past weekend.
Yeah, I'm so happy for them.
They did it. They took their time.
Chad's genuinely a really good dude.
He is, generally.
Yeah. I can't say one bad thing about him.
Nor can I.
You were going to try, and I was going to.
There's really nothing. Like, if I was going to speak out there, like, he has this weird ability whenever there's bad going on or a situation that's not favorable, he's able to turn it into a challenge or something fun or, like, something you can look back on and like, wow, we did that, or just we can laugh about it. Like, he's that guy.
He's a good dude, man. He's a good dude.
He ain't bad.
You have a good family.
He'll sell a house to you. Oh, the best. The best. One of the best. What are you going to say? One of the best. One of the best. Not going to say the best. One of the best. Yeah, yourself.
You know what? Before I go, I want this to go on record.
Put it on the record.
How's that book going, dude? I'm curious.
The book?
Yeah.
Oh my God, Every day I'm working. I wrote on it this morning. Soul Keeper. It's going.
Called Soul Keeper.
I'm on chapter 10. Just finished chapter 10, actually.
How many pages?
It is quite a bit, actually. There's going to be a lot of editing, and if I'm lucky enough to have like a publisher give me the time of day, I assume they're going to want some fat trimmed because there's a lot of stuff in there, some detail, a fairly straightforward storyline.
Okay. Here.
Ah.
Couple questions. How many chapters do you plan on having?
25 to 30.
Ouch. How many pages do you think you're going to be working on?
Oh.
25 to 30,000?
No, at least 100,000 words, which is a little over the top. But like the way I'm going, it's like,
How many pages is this?
pages, I'm not sure. Over 100, 200 maybe. We'll see. Depends on how they print it.
That's not a big book.
No, it's going to be something that's like usually a super dense book. People are intimidated by it or whatever. But the way I'm trying to go about it in a way that's easily digestible. You can read it and you're like, okay, I get what's going on here. I'm not trying to confuse people, huh?
Juntao. Sorry, I had to interrupt. Juntao.
Juntao's fine. Just rush hour. No, even Juntao wants to read it. Even Juntao.
How about villains, dog?
Oh, as the villain. Oh, wow. On top of Juntao! But yeah. I want you to know, Martinez, you have completely derailed this podcast. How I thought it was going to go, where it was going. Turned into a phone call, and now everybody's going to listen to it.
I probably made it better.
Yeah, most like.
You're welcome, people.
You did bring Kathy Bates into the discussion, which I'm ashamed of myself for not thinking of prior. But
you're bringing misogyny to this clearly.
I'm all about misogyny, racism, and ethnic purity.
China.
There will be a fair amount of editing with words and whatnot, and I'll edit out whatever.
You're gonna edit out what you just said.
Everything. I'm a god. I'm a pod god. But I appreciate the call, Martinez. That was actually you definitely.
Last thing. When I get back, are you finally gonna go get a tattoo?
To be determined, sir. To be determined. I mean, it's determined. Not yet.
You're gonna die with clean skin.
I will stab myself with a pen as I die. I will die because I've stabbed myself with a pen. The death mark. Yeah. All right, Martinez. Well,
Evening and good luck to you.
Get after it, big dog. Thanks for calling. Good day. Wow. Well, I guess Martinez just ruined the podcast. I'm sorry, everybody, but here we go. I'm just going to give you, now that I've talked about Agents... Oh, Captain Hook by Dustin Hoffman. He's number 6. Straight up nostalgia. And he introduced me to death of a character that I loved, Rufio. He murdered Rufio, that piece of shit. So that bummed me out. So Captain Hook, he's up there. That's one of the best. Agent Smith. Mr. Anderson. Agent Smith from The Matrix. I should have shoved this in Martinez's face, but I didn't. His reasoning, like he's from this robot world. He wants to just subjugate these humans because you guys are an infectious disease. You go from place to place consuming every natural resource and then you move on. He's not wrong. He's like Thanos levels of like, yeah, you're not wrong. I agree with what you're saying. And even if the human race got wiped out, the planet would flourish. You like that? But yeah, an excellent villain. Calvin Candy from Django. The D is silent. Straight up, Leo should have gotten an Oscar for this. The racism, the hatred, the vitriol that he conducted himself with, like smashed the glass with his hand, cut it, put it all over poor Kerry Washington. Is it Kerry Washington? Olivia Pope's her name. I think it's Kerry Washington. My God, what a character. A slave owner. So he's already hateable enough, but we come in and there's Mandingo fighting, and he just seems so irreverent and it just so looking down his nose, an air above everybody else, especially black people and anybody else of a lesser social standard. He goes in. Samuel L. Jackson's amazing in that. Just as Steven, he's a slaver, a black slaver, which is in the movie, is just the worst form of scum. But Calvin Candy, I think, is even the worser of scums. Bang. Here's to you, Calvin Candy. Darth Vader. he's out there, classic bad guy. Had to add him to this top 10. His redemption arc and just how bad he is, he's just a solid bad guy. The voice, shout out to James Earl Jones. Rest in peace, James Earl Jones. That voice made Vader. Any other voice, I'm not taking it that seriously. Maybe there could be others. James Earl Jones added the depth, the frighteningness, like the darkness to Vader's voice. His personality was his voice. You don't see any facial expressions. You just get this dark robotic voice. It is perfect. And Star Wars wouldn't be Star Wars without Vader or James Earl Jones voicing Vader. We have, like we mentioned before, Anton Chigurh, who is Javier Bardem in No Country for Old Men. Talk to Ray McIntyre about this movie because he will give you all the quotes. He will the coin flip scene of just this guy who has no moral compass. He's just aimless, murdering psychopath who just he has a purpose from the cartel, whoever he's serving, but he just wants to kill. He is this blankness, this embodiment of just nothingness, this all-consuming mass that will shoot you, kill you. It could care less. There's just nothing redeemable, no redeemable characteristics to this monster, and he is nothing short of a monster. And we have Hannibal Lecter, who I was thinking about today of why Hannibal at number 2. I'm not sure if he should be at number 2, but Anthony Hopkins playing Hannibal Lecter is so frightening. Just the look in his eye and how he speaks. He's so clever. He's so debonair. He's so je ne sais quoi. I'm running out of these fancy words to say. But it's almost as if he is as intelligent as he is and endeavored to be a psychologist so he can dissect people psychologically as well as he does physically. And he just does horrible things. His relationship with Charisse, which you really see there, if there is something redeemable about him, I think the second movie, Hannibal, he saves her and sends Gary Oldman to the pigs, and he like carries Charisse out of there because she talks to him, and they have this conversation, a little rapport. It's wild, and even he'll kill everybody else in such horrific. It's indescribable how he murders them, but just with Charisse, there's some bit of affection. And I will say, I have right here, by Thomas Harris, Silence of the Lambs, #1 bestseller of Hannibal. Silence of the Lambs, narrated by Kathy Bates. It's so good. I got the CDs right here. I need to listen to it. Oh my goodness. And then #1, of course, is the Joker. The Joker, Heath Ledger's Joker. I will give Joaquin Phoenix a honorable mention, a shout out, because his Joker rendition is fantastic. I will not give Jared Leto any kudos. His Joker rendition was miserable. Nothing left. It was whatever. He tried. I don't dislike Jared Leto. I just hate that iteration of the Joker. Joaquin Phoenix made it his own, but Heath Ledger changed given all these other bad guys, all these other villains, Heath Ledger changed the way I thought about villains. He changed how I could perceive them, how they're more than just bad, he just embodied this mania, this craziness that I could not get enough of. I mean, a tribute to his superior acting skills. It sucks that we had to lose him because of this role, of how far he pushed himself to manifest this once in a lifetime, once in a millennia performance of just the Joker, the laugh, the craziness, like the little antics, the licking of his lips at times, and just how cool, calm, and collective he was, and having Michael Caine say some men just want to watch the world burn, which is such an ominous parallel to the world we live in today. Like, how many people out there, maybe they're our leaders, maybe they're terrorist leaders, maybe they're the politicians we're voting for, I don't know, both of them. Some people just want to watch the world burn, or they're just that greedy, just maybe not even greedy, they just don't care. Everything goes. It's a fire cell. Fuck it all. But no politics on the tap. I'm sick of them. So what do we have here? The honorable mentions. Voldemort, had to put him out there. Started off as a human, became a lich, which is they call them Horcruxes. What I learned from David Sassenrath, my cousin Katie's husband, ultra nerd, the nerdiest man I know, and a wealth of knowledge. They're called phylacteries. These essences, these entities that hold part of this one being's soul so it can't die immediately. You need to destroy the phylacteries. So Voldemort, good, super nostalgic for a lot of people. This bad guy, not only in the books but in the movies. Sauron and Saruman, the bad guys from Lord of the Rings. I'll give it to Saruman because of his betrayal factor, and he gave up hope. He's this white wizard. He's supposed to just be the source of good. Saruman the White. He's this entity on Middle Earth that is supposed to just help the creatures and beings survive and thrive. But he just gave up. He went crazy. He spawned the Uruk-hai and was just such a thorn in the ass. Sauron, he's there, but he's just an eye. You can't identify with him that much. But Saruman definitely, oh my god, the actor's name. Can't recall, but tremendous villain. And then, like I said to Yvonne, Emotep, my boy. A simp at the end of the day because he's about to fall into hell. He's like, oh, Anaxunamun, Samui. I remember this. Save me. And then after Evie goes and saves Rick, and what does Anaxunamun do? Nye! Anaxunamun! He's like, fuck! I went through all this trouble just to get blue-balled by Anaxunamun. Terrible. And like I mentioned before, there will be more of these villain countdowns or just these character countdowns from animated entertainment, from horror, different genres. But this was a good one. I'm glad Yvonne gave me a call. Hopefully, I had a little spice, a little razzle dazzle to this episode of The Tap. But alas, it's been an hour 14. I need to eat some dinner. It's almost like up to my bedtime. I've been procrastinating. Anyways, I love you guys. Thank you for tuning in. If you have any discrepancies or any other villains I didn't mention, go ahead. Give me a comment, subscribe, spread this vibe that is The Tap to your friends and family. God bless it. Twist their arms. Let them listen. Turn them into sliders. All right. I love you guys. Thank you for listening. And until next time.
You lose. Good day, sir.